Alrighty, welcome everybody. It's been a week. It's been a long week since we were last here at the Gen 4 Cup. And really to iRacing and streaming in general. Last week was Chicagoland. We did not get a top five, but that's okay. Um, so far in the standings, I don't think we're crazy high up there, but we're not too far down. We're 220th in the world, but it's important to know that that's definitely being helped by um, us actually running every week so far and not taking an off week. Yeah, we're 79th. I don't think we're doing amazing, but we're not doing like bad. But this week is Daytona. Daytona is going to be the worst race, you know, of this season. They're not in terms of results or anything, but in terms of, you know, how the race is going to be. This is a very not fun track with this car. Um, yeah, it's just not a fun track car combo. The front of the car um is very pointy. So if we get hit in the back, if we get bumped, we die. That's just, what happens, and you have to live with it, Um, and to a lot of people, that's not very fun. Um, in our Discord server, this video got sent. So we'll play this because I found it a little funny. It's a little frog guy. That was beautiful. I really liked that video. Anyways, um, back to iRacing. Yeah, we don't need practice, right? I mean, it's Daytona, 50 laps, which isn't even like a crazy amount. That's 1/4 of 500 miles, right? Whatever that means. um, I'm more excited about the prototype race that is this week, which is going to be um, is going to be um, at Lone Beach, one of my favorite tracks. Actually, I really like street circuits. I think that they're so cool, and neat and awesome. And I haven't been racing the prototype because I missed last week. I don't own Fuji. I believe it's the only track I don't own on the schedule. But yeah, you know, um, more excited for that. This is going to be a not fun race. It's funny. I've always talked about how as you get better at iRacing, specifically oval racing, for me at least, the restrictor plate races got worse. Because early on, right? I mean, the entire enjoyment of the restrictor plate races is about how, like, anybody can win. It's one of the very few racetracks where you can be the difference in pace is non-existent. Um, and that can be somewhat enjoyable. Um, especially when you're beginning and you don't really get opportunities or chances to win. And then once you start winning off of merit on other tracks, it's weird how it influences everything else, because then you sit there and you're like, wait a minute. I kind of wish I could, actually get away from the other drivers and I could actually, like, do stuff. and that just doesn't exist on that might be a penalty. We'll have to see. I came up a little early, I think, but you know, they just aren't as fun to me anymore, which is funny because at one point these were my favorite tracks. This is very bumpy. Is this old Daytona? I think it might be. I think this might be old Daytona, which honestly is fair considering that these are trying to simulate the 2000 and I think 3 season. Really any time the Gen 4s are around. But yeah, yeah, this is like very bumpy. Onto the wall a little bit, that would kill a qualifying run, especially that late in the lap. But, as I was kind of saying, yeah, the running here it's completely different than anywhere else. And with these cars, you just can't run into the back of people, which you might be saying, like, oh, is that really that bad of a thing? Yeah, it's terrible. You know, I mean, if somebody checks up, like, there is no chance for the field to kind of regain confidence and, you know, not wreck. Like, somebody's going to get spun. Because when somebody makes contact with the back of your car, it isn't like you have a chance of saving it. Like, you're gone. You know, you're going 180 miles an hour, you know? And, like, it's just over. And, you know, I mean, that it still has an appeal. I'm not going to act like it doesn't, but for me personally, at least, like, the appeal has gone away a lot. Restrictor plate races in general. Now, at least this is a race that, there will be some strategy. We can almost make this. We can almost make this on without stopping. Tires aren't going to be the issue. But yeah, this is going to be, you know, racing bottom. The bumps are going to at least give it some personality. Because the bumps just make it a harder track than modern Daytona, where it's smooth and nice. And I've always preferred Daytona to Talladega, at least, so there's that. Fascinating, by the way, I believe my first ever win on iRacing came all the way back in the ARCA series at either Daytona or Talladega. Don't remember one. I believe it was Talladega, but it could have totally been Daytona for all I know. And you know, I'm not going to sit here and say that, you know, that win was probably the best achievement of my career. But, you know, I mean, I didn't win for a very long time after and before that. So, well, it was my first win. You know, so I was pretty excited about that, but we'll see. Getting a win here is going to be a survival kind of thing. As you see, I'm laying off of, like, really trying to be aggressive. This one car is to the outside. He moved up. I don't know if he wants me to come all the way up. This number 2 is kind of being a little awkward. The 199 backs out. Now running the top. I don't quite know if they want to run. So we got hit in the rear end. I think he was trying to come off the corner. And we were kind of moving up. It didn't kill us, though. So, you know, potatoes. This is one of those, like, you know, extreme, just foot down, you know, kind of tracks. So, with these cars, you can kind of tandem. It doesn't really work how tandem drafting in real life worked, where like two cars were better than like having the entire pack on you. But basically, how it works here is you can like get really close to the car in front of you, and if you don't tap them, you'll go super fast because you'll basically be pushing but not really pushing. Your bumpers will kind of interlock, and that's kind of a fun little thing. But you have to be very precise because one wrong movement, and again, the car in front of you is going to flip. So, you know, we've done a good job of keeping it clean throughout this entire... So that's a good example of it. My rear end got a little bent out of shape there, but, like, we were able to keep on it. It was super easy to catch it. Let's see here. He's coming in aggressive. Nope, he backs out quite a bit. I'm having trouble keeping the car down in the corners because of all the bumps. The bumps are terrible. Like, I know for a fact that this car is not keeping in a straight line as much as I would like. But what are you gonna do, you know? Also, the draft is crazy on these cars. Like, it's funny, like, the next-gen car, like, if you're a second away, you won't catch the draft. In these cars, you're a second away and you're going faster than you've ever gone before, you know? So it's crazy how that changes a huge amount. That was super smooth, you know? Oh my god, dude. Like, the car is just bumping like crazy. I imagine suspension changes a huge amount. We're gonna go up top here to slipstream. We get another good bump. And we're gonna get a good enough run to go all the way under this car. He probably just wants to get into our tandem, though. Or into the draft. I very much doubt he's trying to run anything else. Maybe he's trying to do quali sim, but that wouldn't matter either, I'll be honest. Again, like I said, it's important to practice here, but it's not really. This is probably... Oh. Okay. That's fascinating. That didn't seem like it was very on-center, but maybe... Maybe this guy knows something that I don't. Maybe purposely getting the car off-center on pushing is actually better. Right there you see that he had to, like, super back up so that he wouldn't hit me. And that's kind of the problem with... like this car on Daytona in general, is that it's just not... It's not a good drafting car. If you don't know, iRacing only scanned way back in the day when they scanned this car. They only scanned, I think, the late model, or the late model, the like short track variant, or maybe it was the... Maybe this is like the intermediate track variant, like the cookie cutter tracks. Point is that they didn't scan every version. In real life, they would use a different nose for Daytona, because these cars are very skewed and like off-center. That idea wouldn't work very well on like Daytona. I don't know if like maybe there's better like aerodynamic principles, maybe, but you want to be able to push because your single lap pace doesn't matter. So they would just have a different front end because back then a ton of parts were fabricated. You know, custom made from team to team. But you know, that doesn't happen anymore, but back then it did. But iRacing only scanned this version of the car, so we're just stuck with it on the things. It's why I'm excited for the actual next gen, or not next gen, the 4th gen car to be scanned. They're going to do that next season. You know, that's going to be super exciting, you know? Because of course it's going to be exciting. It's going to be awesome. And hopefully it'll improve the restrictor plate races. Because those are where this car lacks, like, really bad. That and short tracks. The front end characteristics of it. Basically, the problem that this has is not that you can't specifically bump. It's that come the last lap, if somebody wants to get by you, and, like, let's say they're on the bottom and it's too wide and they can't get by you and you're in the lead, they can just, like, hit you in the back and spin you and then be like, well, it was an accident, you know? And, like, you'll just have to be like, yeah, sure, it's the last lap, so you probably are racing harder, but it's still dumb, you know? Like, it's just so easy for you to get taken out and for it to look a little less intentional because it's so easy. Same problem that short tracks have with this car. It doesn't work well because short tracks rely on bump and runs. But what if every single time you go for a bump and run, you just absolutely destroy the car in front of you? You know, because their rear end is gonna go out, and they're gonna go spinning into the wall. It's the reason why they decided to do, like, Iowa, which is a track that doesn't rely on bump and runs at all, because Iowa's a multi-groove, you know, short track. You know, it's the reason they did that. And it's still not perfect, but it works, I guess. Yeah, see, this car does not want to bump me at all, which is completely fine. I was thinking about strategies for this race, and I still don't quite know, but I legitimately think that even though I hate the strategy when it comes to actual restrictor plate races, I think the strategy of, like, heading to the back of the field is going to be better than it normally is. What I'm surprised about, they must have the ride heights on this car crazy high, because we aren't bouncing off of the asphalt at all, which for how bumpy it is surprising. These must be very high up cars. I assume they would probably do that in real life as well, opposed to, like, nowadays where at these kind of tracks they run very down there. We did get bumped that time, but I feel like that was pretty unintentional. We did get another purple sector, though, by quite a bit. Another thing is, don't look at the times. The times lie to you. I talked about this, I think, for the Daytona race, but I don't quite remember. Back when I was doing the NIS races, which are a lot of fun. People should do those. But I'm gonna let this car by. We're gonna practice being in the back now. Mostly because I'm bumping all over the place. I actually don't want to lead this race. So yeah, I think I stopped mid-sentence, not being a good commentator right now. But the lap times lie to you. Like, we're number 1 right now. That is not indicative of our pace. There is no pace here. And As in, it doesn't matter if you're the slowest person, you're a second down running in a straight line from somebody else. You can stick onto the back really well, which is, again, like I said, part of the fun. But, you know, literally anybody can win this race. So, pace doesn't matter. It's non-existent. The other thing is that that I wanted to mention. Which I have forgotten now. So let me think about this longer. We're kind of running that second lane. We want to avoid doing that. So I remember what I was going to say. We've done a great job of keeping our car clean. We have yet to wreck this entire season so far, and we're in, what, week 4? Is this only week 4? Yeah, I think it is, unfortunately. But in a month of racing, this will be officially a month since I started. We have yet to wreck. And I just want to say that's a huge accomplishment. But that is going to probably end today. We are probably going to wreck terribly. We're going to flip. We're going to have a blowover. We're going to die. And, you know, I'm going to be sitting here and saying, man, how did that happen, you know? You know, that's just what Daytona is. Especially because these cars on this track configuration... I don't like bumpy Daytona, I'm gonna be honest. Is so weird. And, like, it's hard to stay in a straight line or, like, not weave. You'll see, like, really bad drivers weave a lot on Daytona and Talladega. Which basically nobody wants to work with you then, because you're sporadic. Nobody knows what you're doing. You know, and I'm pretty good at not weaving, you know? Because I've raced on, you know, these kind of tracks since, you know, I was in diapers or whatever you want to say, right? Like, I'm so used to it now, but it is weird and it is different. This car's going to take the bottom, we're going to take the top. If we can get by, we do. We can go to the bottom. But this car's going to wait for the turn, which honestly is not a dumb idea unless it was the actual race. If it was the actual race there, I would have just took the bottom and probably passed him. You cannot be lackadaisical with your passes. And it's super hard sometimes, because sometimes, like, you want to work with the guy behind you. Because you really build that reputation up, you build that relationship as the race goes on. And, like, you can't, you know? So it looks like we will be forced to pit, but there's a lot of fuel. Like I said, tires don't matter here. I think they might matter on, like, a restart. Like, but even then, because the draft is so wide with these cars, you can have the worst restart possible, lose 20 positions. You'll still be in the pack at the very least, so maybe at the end of the race, right? But I don't think you give up track position at the end. I just don't think so. But yeah, we'll try to get pole. We'll try getting pole position. We'll try running up there. But I might move all the way down to the back and just kind of survive. That's another thing I think I stopped talking about midway through, being very sporadic with my stories. But I hate, you know, so many people be like, how do you win these races? There is a strategy, because if there wasn't, how come the same people tend to win every race? So there is a strategy. I do want to make that clear. I think that there is a legitimate strategy to try to get. I'm going to be honest, I don't think sitting at the back is it. Now, if you're sitting there in a Daytona 500, and you know for a fact that you are going to be there at the end of the race if you just survive, you can make a great argument for it. But if you're not that, and it's like, You know, even a 50 lap race. Oh, super close. You know, I don't know, like, you're just losing a lot of track position and you're kind of risking a lot of, like, what if people in front of you, you know, start going slow? What if there are no crashes? Like, you're just out of it then, you know? This is a flyer of a lap, and I found out why. We have a little bit of a tow. Oh. Okay, well, we got hit super aggressively on then. We somehow survived, so... Apparently front end damage. We'll see. Us in the 53 or 52. Oh, okay. Super awkward. Yeah, super awkward. Let's see how good this second lane works. With how sporadic kind of the bottom lane is because of all the bumps. Oh. Okay. Yeah, we just had to back her down.
Got damage on the right side.
Oh.
Mic check, mic check. Yeah, you're working, Kevin. Hey,
Oh my god. Okay. We're just...
Anytime, buddy. Anytime.
We're just gonna go all the way back. Yeah, it's quite a bit of damage. Not a crazy amount, but... definitely noticeable. What's the time? We have about 3 minutes. Not enough time to do anything, like, actually cool. You know.
When did this track get so bumpy?
It's with these cars, man. But yeah, it is kind of bumpy.
This is the old Daytona. This is before they repaved it. It's all like this.
Yeah, it's the old surface for the early 2000s and 90s. Yeah, if you move up just one lane, it gets easier. But yeah, it's the track, man.
Right on. Thank you.
This will be split into 3 groups. That's official. Unless if we get 90 cars, it won't be full groups either. Because I believe these split at 30. So, right now, like, what, each group, what, 65 times 3? Who knows? But, I can actually, well, we're moving up pretty quickly in numbers, so we'll sit here and be patient, I guess. But yeah, we can look at some interesting results. The over here, the 09 and the 349 battling here as we move over to this dealio. I believe one of these cars is blinking. There's the 61, the 7, and the 77. 77, I just love the, clearly a Wood Brothers car. Love how the Wood Brothers cars look. Super clean. Super clean. We move back to the 09, the 349, and the 52. 349 going to the inside here. Really, everybody else moved to the outside. The 52 is sticking with. We're gonna stick with this battle. That's the, Nope. Nope. There we go. Oh, nope. Okay. Well, it's time for the race, so no focusing on that. I didn't quite look. There aren't gonna be too many cars, which honestly is probably a better, deal. I think every field, though, is gonna have, like, 20 plus cars, right? So, it's still gonna be a lot, but not too much. My guess is 22. 22 cars in our field. Hopefully we are not car 22. We're car 6. That's scary. Really scary. There's 25. Okay, a lot of cars. And again, we're number 6. Another one of my lucky numbers. On pit road, you really realize the characteristics of this car of, like, rotating it with the throttle. Obviously, you don't realize that, you know, during actually racing this track because you aren't rotating the car. The car kind of just drives itself. Yeah, the second lane is not bad. It really isn't. I'm gonna be curious. I mean, the problem is that in an actual race, people are looking to get aggressive, especially later on. So I assume people are gonna be like, if you start running that lane, they're gonna start diving down into you, and that's not fun either. Oh, that could have been death in real life, considering that we hit it right where the Armco barrier is, and then the safer barrier. I believe that those patches on the track no longer exist, but for quite a while, I know at Daytona they did. Normally you want to be smooth on the steering. That's kind of where all the speed comes from. But I'm going to be honest, it's super hard when the track is this bumpy. You know? But the smoothest hands are always going to be the fastest. So again, we kind of just dip down and run the bottom. I very much doubt we're going to get a full, actual, real quality sim in, but you never know. We're running, like, right on that yellow line, kind of bouncing up from it. You don't want to hit below the yellow line, because the banking stops pretty suddenly, and you can scrape your car on it, and that will just slow you down. We're the only one to set a lap, by the way. I just want to point that out. We have an international person. International is one of those rare, super rare ones. 2 African drivers, also really cool to see. Like, really cool. And then Central Eastern Europe, which could mean a whole list of countries, and then a ton of Americans. Yeah, I love seeing, you know, international drivers do NASCAR. I always wonder, do you think that they're people, you know, that are born in South Africa? More than likely South Africa, by the way. South Africa is one of the countries in Africa that has quite a few users, but always wonder if they're, like, Americans that just so happen to live in Africa, or if they're, you know, actually from Africa. Always wonder about stuff like that, but really cool to see. I love... Same with the international person. I remember when I ran a league for a little bit, we had somebody that was international. They were from Turkey. I believe Turkey doesn't have a country flag thingy. They're just considered international for some reason. Don't quite know why, but I guess not enough people, right? Not enough people who play iRacing, but yeah, really cool.
Green flag, green flag. Okay, here comes your first time lap.
So again, we're going to try being really smooth. we're gonna wanna... I'm gonna dip down to where I feel like it's smoothest to avoid hitting that wall. Or like trying to veer off really aggressively to not hit the wall. That will be the death of the qualifying, basically. And you want to hold it pretty steady and consistent. And whew, we came really close to hitting it. Then we're going to want to dip all the way down and just run this bottom out. Again, you run the top to stretch out your RPM as much as you possibly can. We're a little wiggly on entrance. And we got a little off. And then we're going to run all the way down here, because that's allowed by iRacing standards. And so far, we are in second place. I don't know if that'll stick, but we're not far off of Timothy Wells, who is currently in provisional pole. I think indeed we did beat out Colin Carroll, who is in the number 2. So, by quite a bit, actually. 300ths is not a scoffable number when it comes to qualifying on this track. Like, the difference between car to car at most is going to be like maybe 0.2, you know, like super close. But we didn't practice entering pit lane. Oh, pit lane? Pit lane. Took me a while to find my pit box. We didn't practice going down pit lane, which we might need to know. I'm going to move my pedals up because they were super back. That's like the one thing about this season so far is I feel like my qualifying on ovals is really good, which is nice to see because I've always considered myself a good qualifier, a good one lap, you know, basically a good hot lapper that needs to work more on like tire saving and race pace and stuff like that to move up. That's not always true at every circuit, but I feel like that's relatively true. And I felt like this season, I think my average start is like 5th or something. Like, you know, which is impressive, legitimately. So we are indeed starting second. I actually kind of didn't want to start super high up there because, again, I talked about it before. I think starting in the back of this race is going to be more advantageous than starting up front. But, you know, we made the bet, so we might as well lay in it. A DNF would hurt. Would hurt her points a lot. My goal is going to be legitimately to survive. It's going to be chaotic at the end. I don't think it's going to be chaotic for like 90% of this, but
You're good.
Yeah, it's gonna be a very chaotic and even slightly probably bad. And just survive it, you know? Realistically, I mean it when I say I don't think we have to be in it for the win to still win it. I wouldn't be surprised if there's going to be a wreck on like the final lap or the final corner even, or even the front stretch, and you know you just kind of make up some positions. If we survive this race, we're guaranteed a top 10 basically, and we're guaranteed almost a top 5. So you know, yeah, just survive. You know, play it cool.
The grid.
Play it real cool, you know? Uh, Timothy Wells, by the way, is starting on pole. So Timothy Wells next to Max and Obenauer. Then we can't see who's in third because they haven't gridded up yet. But Travis Prather? Travis Prather in fourth. Fifth place, Stephen Cooper, two. And then sixth, in the final position I'll mention, is Travis Allman. Colin Carroll, my bad, is in third place. I remember mentioning that person. Yeah. Overall, a good lap.
One to go. Next time by. Line up on the outside. Pit road is closed right now.
I actually really like that paint scheme the number 10 has. I think it's a Kroger paint scheme, weirdly. But really cool. It looks like an iRacing paint scheme. So really neat from that. Again, I really don't care about this restart. We'll slot into a position we can. I don't want to make any bad moves. I'm notorious for blocking people, but being super, like, you know, should I block this person or should I not? You know, and when you start not being decisive, that's when you get into some bad luck with stuff like that, because being predictable is, like, the best thing you can be when it comes to these kind of races. Debating if I want to start in first or second. I think second is going to be best. Yeah. So I don't care. I mean, if we lose a ton of positions, end up in the back of the pack, like I said, I actually think that's slightly better than being in the front, so... And honestly, it's better than being in the middle.
This isn't Draft Masters, so I don't drive through wrecks.
And with that, I want to say good luck, everybody. Let's have a good race.
The pace car is in.
Time to die.
Green, green, green. The pit road's open.
I actually got a little bit better of a launch than the number 10. Yeah, we didn't quite get clear, though. So that's a little unfortunate. So this is kind of what I meant, and kind of how I saw it happening.
He's driving freaking crazy. He started in the very back, and it's just weaving in and out of everybody.
We could have slotted in there. I just wasn't paying enough attention. Okay, we slotted in.
Lotus and the Ricky Bobby cars in the back here going from up crazy, man.
big checkup from the front. We're somewhat expecting it though. I don't care about moving up. I'm not gonna care until we really pit about our track position, if I'm being honest.
Casey, I'm gonna come up there and wreck the fuck out of you, bro. You're so fucking annoying. Lap 4.
We got room right here, Brandon. Come on down, bud.
Lap 4, by the
I
way.
have meal damage because you put me in the wall.
I was in the bottom lane. I got a little loose. I got one under me. And
I think that's 3 wide for some reason on lap 4. You know, honestly, I respect it though.
I didn't finish the rewind. The dude went under me, and I couldn't go back to the bottom lane. I wasn't trying to go to the middle lane. No, underneath me. I had no choice. I wasn't trying.
Davis, nobody's talking about you. It's all talking about the 24.
Correct.
Yeah, you're good 25. I saw you out there 24 something, but you're fine.
We taking bets yet on the 24 wrecking people? I'm backing out.
So as soon as a wreck happens, we're going to want to check up big time. I don't want to risk it for basically no biscuit. And, you know, wreck because I'm being stupidly aggressive when people are crashing. So we're going to want to be on the brakes. We're going to want to be slowing down big time. Hopefully nobody has ARCA brakes in this lobby, but you really never know. Doesn't matter if you're top split or bottom split, people will still run through yellow flakes for some reason.
Rewatch.
Check up, check up, check up, check up.
Darn, he didn't hit anything.
Awesome amount of talent. Y'all caught it with that 24, man. Good call.
He's driving like an idiot and couldn't hold a line to save his life.
Karma 24. Karma. And if you drive like that, someone next to you.
Okay, we got a big car.
I think we pit here. I don't think we grab tires, but I think we pit. We have to go another way around, though.
Pace car exiting turn 2.
So we survived one wreck. We weren't really involved in that one, or even close. But everybody behind me also checked up. We did get tapped a little bit in the back, but it wasn't enough to do anything, so... Didn't even get our spotter didn't even tell us that we have damage.
So what did the 24 do there exactly? I know that we went 3 wide in front, but shouldn't be the reason why we're all wrecked. I don't know what he's doing. I just heard him kept talking about him.
He was sending it in gaps that, well, we had to make bigger for him to not wreck, and then he was just on whoever's bumper was being that top lane and could not just get off of him, really.
Yeah, I got a 2X for that. My steering wheel now, 12 o'clock is now 8 o'clock, so awesome.
Everybody in the back here did a really good job checking up, so good job on that, guys.
Hitboxing 10, 5, right here.
I was gonna say that's gonna be too forward. It's okay though.
All clear. Punch it. They want you in single file.
I wasn't ready for it to be that quick. Not gonna lie. It seems like we're in 4th position. Not the best position to be in, not gonna lie. I'd much rather be in 3rd. If I wasn't sleeping and I didn't pull too forward into my pit box, I think right now we would be in 3rd, but it's okay. Oh.
Left after 5. Carbide. You had the position when the yellow flag came out.
That could have been bad. We're going to be behind the Michigan 14.
Call the pace car out of 4.
We're in 4 now. We're in 4.
Yeah, leaving forward, coming towards the pit entry.
Thank you.
Colin, one thing I didn't even know and somebody kind of told me about it was when you're in the pits getting it done, instead of asking someone to call it out, you can put it on relative and see about where the pace car is and gauge when you need to get the hell out of there.
Time by. Line up on the outside.
Yeah, no, typically I do that. There's like 5 cars in the pits behind me, so it's kind of going to catch up to me.
Usually if you're flying 5 or 6 seconds on your relative, you're good.
So same kind of strategy here. I mean, we might be more inclined to like stick to the top or to run the top. You know, I care a little bit about position because we do in fact have enough fuel now to make it to the end of the race. This is now officially a 0-stop race from here on out. So it's all about that sweet track position, but like I said, there's still going to be a wreck or two. That guy was just a really dumb, aggressive driver that everybody knew was going to crash. Now it's kind of time for some of the more even-headed people to crash out. Now, I mean, that will happen.
Get ready. Going green.
You know, this isn't a group of people who are pretty content with sticking in one line, it seems like. Even if these restarts tend to be one line Congo lines, you know, but
Pace car is off. Green flag, green flag. You're in 4th position.
again, don't wanna hit the number 14. It's like the last thing I really want to do. That's getting a little sketchy.
24, you're trash, bro. What do you do now? Trunk's in the back of me, trying to back him. Turn 1 and 2.
Ooh. Our car got a little sideways there. We saved it though. That's super close to that outside wall. We have to be super careful about that. Because remember, we did that a little bit in practice. These cars just don't have enough drive to remove themselves from each other. Like, it's gonna take a big, like, bottleneck in order for us to move up. Like right there, maybe? I saw some smoke come off of that number 20. Ooh. Sorry, didn't mean to close the door on you. I didn't see you until you were there.
Here comes 24 like a bull in a china shop.
Number 14 got a crazy jump on that.
He's got places to be. Holy.
Oh. Can't blame the 24 for that.
No, that dude just turned that guy, man. James just turned him, or not James, Timothy, I think he turned that dude.
Maybe a bump draft on that.
I wasn't trying to bump him. I don't know, misjudgment on my part.
Yeah, I know you weren't trying to, but I don't see you did.
Oh yeah, hand up.
And then he just turned right back up the track right in front of me. Nice, love it.
I gotta say, I've never been so thankful for people passing me. I was pooping my pants there for about 2 laps. 8 cars, mid-back stretch.
I was sideways going through the turns, I think, twice on that that run while in 4th place.
8 car, turn 3.
I just don't understand why you would even try to bump draft on lap 15 in these cars. Makes no sense.
I wasn't trying to bump draft him. I went to the outside, I guess I clipped the right rear.
Both sides exiting forward. Check up mid back or mid 30.
Get up here. Check up. Check up.
Pit road is closed.
Why did the 8 car just peel off like that?
My steering wheel died.
Free spot.
It turned back on. It just did a system reset for no reason.
At least it was under caution.
Yeah, I'm very thankful for that. It's saying I need to pass some people, so if it tells you to let me by, I'm coming back up.
Steve, I wasn't bumping you too hard, was I? I was only getting you on the straights.
Oh no, you were good, bud. It's just that bottom is just so bumpy. So I was worried about sliding up into anybody on the high line.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, it's brutal down there.
Are the RPMs 2,000 in this car?
Yes.
I was hoping you would say that it was like 1980.
One to go. Next time by. You're on the outside this time.
2,000.
Okay, well, we're restarting in fourth. We had a good launch, just that I was getting sideways in the corners there and almost wrecked a few times. We didn't, though. That's all that matters, right? Yeah, they were talking about it. I mean, this is just a super awkward track car combo. Like, if you did this with, like, even the 87s, like, the 87s just race on restrictor plates differently. These cars race like modern cars kind of do, but yeah, it's hard to hold that bottom. And then it's just super awkward trying to pass. I feel like you need a bump. I'm not comfortable enough bumping.
The 24 has caused a big wreck yet, so I'm waiting for that still to happen.
It's gonna happen. He's about 4 cars in front of me. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, I'm just hanging out on the back saving fuel. I'm like 2.5 laps to the good, so.
About to go green. Stay focused.
Yeah, he was talking about fuel, unless if he didn't pit, which I don't believe happened. I believe he did. Everybody should be good.
Those car is off. Green, green, green.
Not as good of a launch for me.
Sweet old PT and Sunshine Band caused another wreck, man. Or getting damage fixed.
He's trying.
I still need to do my optional that he caused. That he can cause another one.
Where is this?
This car outside row. That green thing.
He's the outside lane, about 4 cars back from the front.
Gen4 paint team.
DuPont color.
He is here to do battle, man.
Oh, they're dueling DuPont. car, I think your wheel wants to shut off anytime soon.
I'm hoping not.
Just fighting it for you.
There we go.
There we go, there we go. Check up, check.
What lap car's doing, bro?
That wasn't the lap car's fault, man. That was the guy that was behind the one guy. It wasn't the lap car was on the bottom. He didn't slow down.
It looked like the lap car went to the middle.
Looks like from my rear view, the lap car was all in there. Got hit from behind.
Lap car did it.
That car was going really slow.
Then he went into the middle lane and everybody collected him.
Well, somebody got in the back of him, I think, and kind of sent him up the track.
Yep.
And then after that, everyone kind of got altered.
Let's touch the police car, guys.
That one was a pretty big one, though.
Yeah, we're lucky to not get collected in that. I got a little loose, so I was a little worried that
15 was involved there, I think.
I was the reason, even though it wouldn't have fully been my fault. You know, I would have been part of it, and maybe I was a little bit, but it doesn't sound like it. Because originally I was like, did people check up for me, and then
You just need to tow 16. You're gonna make everybody get black flag.
a lot of people pitting. I'm gonna guess those are all the cars with damage.
Pit road is closed right now.
Exit of pit road.
It has me behind you. Apparently also behind you, Edward.
I'm just gonna go down pit road just to make sure I go to the back.
So we'll be halfway to the finish here coming up. This is a longer race, I guess. Kinda. We're 3 cautions in. That was the big one. We'll probably have another big one. But we're one of the few cars that have been really untouched during this race. We got a slight hit to the back, but it wasn't any damage during the first track.
It's like a NASCAR Thunder Challenge.
Come on, 9, you're up top here.
we think we have most of the wrecking out of our systems yet, or are we gonna keep going here?
Was the 24 involved in that?
Yes, it was.
Nah, we're only now halfway done with the race. There's gonna be at least one more wreck, right?
Well, the 24 is not out of the race. He's just very far behind that. So if he still has speed to stay with the pack, I'm sure he'll get one or two more. Albeit that one probably was not his fault. But,
I was gonna say, he's just driving aggressive. Only one of the crashes so far has been his fault.
Get ready, going green.
Most of us just been saying fuck it and giving him the spot.
which won't happen with 10 to go. Is
Correct.
I got engine damage, 300 RPMs down, so you guys in the back, make sure you go around and I'll stay low.
Oh, he actually went early. I wonder if it's because he wants that top lane. Might be.
That bottom line really slowed down.
Yeah, I got a bad launch. Ooh. Okay. I do not like the bottom.
You're welcome. Thanks for leaving me.
Sorry, bro.
Could have gave it one more lap if it wasn't for the leader.
We're purposely backing out of it quite a bit. We don't really have a reason to run close.
Nobody said nothing about that guy up there.
Love it.
They marked that for high.
Thank you.
That guy went 180 to 0.
rattle.
Black car, get off of the press, run into the yellow line.
Or go in the middle, we completely.
I was going the other side.
I was just waiting for the who me.
Black car, get off. He's high, he's high, he's high.
I wish I
Get on my level.
Takes dedication to run around this place going 120 miles an hour. I just move on with my day.
Yeah.
He might be lucky if he's running 120.
Like, it costs nothing to just get off and go do something productive with the rest of your day. You don't have to run around here going 110.
Yeah, go run carb truck with me.
Come on now, he's saving himself about 10 rating right now.
Sorry, Derek, I saw you and I was getting in the room to go back.
Oh, no worries.
I didn't want to cut you off.
Are these actually street wide up there?
It's gonna be fun. I'm sure the 24 will get single file forward.
Black cars, we gotta organize. Get a straight line on the bottom, on the top. Get off. They're right in front of us. They're right. Everybody take up. Alright, they're good, we're good.
Good count.
Good job, guys.
Yeah, great counts. Good driving, guys.
Would you be surprised if I said it was the 24?
That's not pretty good things I've ever seen.
What the hell is the first?
Hey, 20, hop in line. There's something.
Thanks, sir.
Shit, man, no caution. While I was slowing down, everybody was slowing down.
Yeah, they wrecked and then hit the walls and kept it up there, but it looked really bad at first. I'm surprised there was no caution.
Was the car up on the wall going backwards or going forward?
He got turned right in front of the field and then I don't know what happened after that. One was in the wall and one was at the bottom.
We done lost the draft, fellas.
That was almost really
I
bad.
didn't even get to me because I had down on power a little bit.
You're not supposed to tell them. You're supposed to let them find out the hard way.
Well, I don't want to put my foot down more. I want to try to get on the back of them.
Gotcha.
Tony, is your car okay to get in line?
Yeah, I'm able to keep up with them as long as they're in front of me.
Was that the guy at the top of his slow got nailed, right?
How do I keep getting involved in this shit now? I have 6x from people crashing into lap cars.
I hate to laugh at that one. That was
Can we like pay attention? What are we doing?
I'm gonna run this bottom out all the way to the end is my plan.
Hey, fuck it. If we all just stay calm and no conflict happens, we are guaranteed a top 12.
Derek, is your car still good?
I don't know. I might have a little nose damage, but I think the game's pushing so good. We're gaining.
Okay, I'm fine. If not, man, I can jump to the front.
Yeah, where you at? I don't know if we... Are we gaining or not?
No, we're not getting. They're second faster than we are.
You got the medium lane a little bit, bro. We're not getting enough speed on that top.
I mean, if Tony's good, let Tony go. If not, I can go.
No, I wouldn't be good in front because I think I got nose damage. And I only got like 1,980 RPM.
Okay, I have no damage. You guys want to let me go?
Good.
that car.
You're going slow enough to just be on the apron the entire lap. You do not need to be
Tucking behind James.
Ryan, I think your car's good, right?
Three wide, equipment.
Go down. Ryan, you got a mic? Power move.
So much for A drivers here, so we're all able to do it. I don't know about that. But should be able to, but able to. Nice.
I guess Brian has no bike and wanted to leave me to drive. You're good.
That car.
Car, what are we doing?
Dying.
He's high, he's high.
Thank you. This is so mentally taxing.
Here it comes. You're good. Oh. Why?
Okay.
Smoke up here in the tri. Yeah, so they got turned onto the road.
Well, fingers, now we're all guaranteed top 10.
Don't go as high, boy.
Nah, we'll still get a yellow for the light.
Oh, I'm sorry, though. But on the off chance that we do not get a yellow,
Yeah, the awesome.
even if we don't, we're all going to wreck on the final lap.
Hopefully.
Kevin, come on.
Good to go?
Good save. Holy shit.
3 ice was lifting, man. I was off the throttle.
Yeah, in the back.
Watch the trap, last car.
Oh my god, it's gonna be bad. Go high, go high. Come on, Derek, help me out. Or James.
I'm trying, man. I got nose damage.
Good race, guys.
Those lap cars were something else. That was amazing. What an interesting race.
So crazy, guys.
That was a really fun one, actually.
Yeah, it was a pretty good finish there. Good race. Good run.
Davis, you can't be on the mic yelling at me with 2 laps to go for not wanting to push you. I mean, I'm trying to get myself in position to win the race. I'm not just going to sit behind you.
No, the way, I get that, but the way you ducked under me like that, I mean, you cut under me when I wasn't like if I didn't move for you, you would have wrecked everybody. I mean, I get that, and I get doing a safe move, but I gotta go all the way up at that point to not get cooked by
So we got 6th. We did spin out the 10.
No, that's not true at all. You guys had the whole high line running the wall on the back stretch and the front stretch, so you're just inviting someone to go 3 wide. Like, there's plenty of room. You can go watch them.
I had to follow the car. I kept trying to get him down, but you can also do it safer. But it's okay. Good race.
I mean, I understand you have to follow the guy you're pushing, but, like, if he's going to run the wall, someone's going to split you. I had plenty of room. You know, I don't know. Just don't follow him next time. Split him
Okay,
instead.
the race is over. Bring it on in. 5, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, you're right, man. You're right.
Let's see that final incident.
Sure, you need to watch the replay.
I'm really...
Paul, if I wrecked you there,
I blinked out for a second, which is
coming off the corner.
not
When you
fun.
transition over those bumps off the 4, you got loose, you slid up. I had a huge.
I don't think he lost any positions, though, honestly, which is the only good thing. Other than we passed him, which is a little unfortunate, I
He could
think.
fit 2 cars in this hole he left me, and he's telling me he moved up so we didn't wreck the field. Jesus Christ.
Well, Jared, I appreciate it, but you hit the 21 and then he got loose into me, so.
Alrighty, well, I'll accept 6. That was mentally one of the most draining, you know. One second, let me, yeah, again, super fun race. We gained I rating. Sure, you know, take it where you get it. We led 2 laps. Honestly, like, I wasn't planning on leading any laps. If anything, only the last lap matters. Other than our incident, you know, I wish that didn't happen. Even if we finished 7th, I wouldn't have cared too much. Yeah. I mean, it was a fun race. You know, it's what I always think of when I think of kind of how those races go. We're gonna watch this funny frog video again because I love it so much. Okay. So that'll be the stream for today. Again, we will be streaming on Thursday, this week, at Lone Beach. Really excited about that one. More excited than, this race, which was just a Daytona race. But yeah, hope